Good evening again, everyone. My name is Dr. Hartzell, and I'm the principal of South Fayette Township High School. It is my absolute honor and privilege to welcome you to our high school this evening for our annual parent scheduling orientation for the 2023-2024 academic school year. As you've entered, you've had the opportunity to meet 3 of our 4 high school counselors this evening. Joining us this evening from our counseling department and some of our team members here at the high school, you've met Mr. David Hausman. He's here in the front, Mrs. Angelica Luzzo, and Mrs. Julie Martin. They're 3 of our 4 counselors. Not with us this evening is Mrs. Emily Sharrow. She's our college and career counselor, and you'll have the opportunity to meet with her as your child or children progress into the junior and senior years of their high school journey. Also joining with us this evening, a representative from Parkway West Career and Technology Education Center is Mrs. Kristen Milanovic here in the front. You'll have the opportunity to hear from her for a few minutes this evening as well, as she'll provide to you an overview of the 16 academic programs and some of the opportunities that Parkway West Career and Technology Center has to offer. Some of you have asked, how long will this evening's presentation be this evening? I know we are up against a whippy old boys basketball game this evening, and if I have the opportunity to give you a score update, certainly I will do so at some point in time this evening. Give or take, it's about 45 minutes, an hour, give or take this evening, so not too long. But you don't have to take copious notes this evening. Everything will be recorded. We will share the recording with you. We will also email out a copy of the slideshow. So all of the details will be shared with you in the days to follow. And of course, feel free to email us. All of our emails will be contained with any questions that you may have. With that being said, let's start with all of the details. The graduation requirements for South Fayette Township High School are 25 total credits to graduate. 24 of those are academic credits made up of core courses or requirements, and 1 is our senior exit interview, which is completed in April of the senior year. So with that being said, that's comprised of 4 credits of English, 4 of social studies, 3 of science, including at least biology and chemistry, 3 of math, reaching at least the Algebra 2 level. There are also at least 2 credits of the same foreign language. A half a credit in phys ed, that's a quarter credit in grade 9 and 10, and a special consideration that I need to share of this year's changes is that all of our phys ed credits, classes rather, for the exception of advanced phys ed during the 9th grade year, count as a required phys ed class. So no longer is it only senior phys ed class that will count as a graduation requirement, but they can take any of our phys ed offerings to count. So wellness through movement or any of our 3 new dance credits classes would count. Also lifetime fitness would also count as a required phys ed credit. So there is quite a variety to pick from for any of those required phys ed credits. They also have to take a quarter credit of health, a half credit of presentation applications in 9th grade, a quarter credit of writing and public speaking, a half credit of college and career planning, several additional credits of electives, that 1 credit of the senior exit interview, which they will be well prepared for during their April of their senior year, and that will be their 25 total credits to graduate from South Fayette. They also need to take and pass the Keystone exams. Some of our students will take the Algebra 1 Keystone exam at the end of their 8th grade year. Some of our students will take it at the end of their 9th grade year. All of our students will take the biology exam at the end of 9th grade, and all of our students will take the literature exam at the end of 10th grade. If they don't pass the exam, they do need to take it at least 2 total times. If for some reason they are unsuccessful, and I know you can't see the fine print on the screen, if for some reason they are unsuccessful after 2 total attempts on those Keystone exams, there's no need to worry. the state has provided us with several different pathways, which I am scrolling through right now, that our counselors will work with your child to give them options to graduate from high school, ensuring that they meet the required Keystone proficiency. Some of those required pathways are options of a composite score. Some of them include alternate options, such as a CTE or career and trade concentrator. Some of them require an alternate option that requires a qualifying score on the SAT, a four-year acceptance score into a college or university, and so on and so forth. If it gets to the point where we have to have individual conversations with your child's respective counselor will be in touch with your child. And that's not anything to worry about right at this moment. Again, we will be in touch with you, certainly if it gets to that point. During the high school day, we offer a 10-period bell schedule. With that being said, your child will have the opportunity to take a total of 7 academic classes. They are required to schedule at least 6.5 periods during that day. They're permitted to take a semester of a study hall. With that being said, any student that schedules at least 2 or more advanced placement classes is permitted to take at least 1 full year of a study hall. Students realistically should schedule the most challenging schedule that they're able to take. And I say that because I encourage students to take a schedule that's best for them, not what's best for perhaps their sibling, their neighbor, their best friend, or what may work for a child in another school district, but we encourage them to do what's best for them, to make a decision that allows them to be the very best version of themselves, that allows them to be involved in their school community, involved in social activities, perhaps involved in sporting events. Maybe they want to join the musical. Perhaps they'd like to explore clubs, extracurricular activities. They'd like to volunteer on the weekends or the evenings. There are so many activities at their fingertips that they can get involved with in the high school, and we'd like them to have the opportunity to do just that. But in the essence that I mention it to you, it's very easy to become overwhelmed and take on just a little bit too much. So with that, I really encourage you to take the time to talk with your child about what's realistic and make decisions that are balanced and in their best interest, and to ensure that they have time to still be a kid. With that being said, all of our scheduling information is posted on our high school website. There's a tab entitled 2324 Scheduling Information, our program of studies book, all of our course select guides, which are available to you tonight, our credit tracking worksheets, all of our scheduling checklists. All of those materials are posted if you need additional copies or you want to reference any of them, you'd like to look up course descriptions, any questions you may have, certainly please check those materials first. And if you'd like to reach out to us with any particular questions, please don't hesitate to do so. Please keep in mind that several years ago, we stopped listing class rank on our transcripts. We keep it internally if you need it for any scholarship or award purposes. That's also something that we encourage you to reach out to us if you have any questions about, but it's not something that we publish any longer. All of our courses have a 10% homework policy as well, so just a reminder about that. Some grade criteria and course qualifications. Currently, our teachers are making course recommendations for your children. Those will be completed and wrapped up very soon. Your children will be able to make their PowerSchool course requests from March 1st through March 8th. And there's a few slides at the end of this presentation which I'll share with you a little bit more about the details of that. Again, March 1st through March 8th in PowerSchool, okay? In order to move and to stay in the same level of the same class, an 80% is required. So if they're currently in an honors level class, say honors English, and they want to stay in an honors level class, they need to maintain at least an 80%. But if they'd like to move from an honors level class to an advanced placement class, they need to have at least an 85% or better. But if they're currently in, say, an English 9 and they want to advance to an AP course, they need to have at least a 93% or better. They also need to have teacher approval, and if they're looking to stay in an honors level or move up to an AP level class, summer work is a requirement. It's not optional. And sometimes students will wait until the night before school starts or the night that school starts when they come home and say, oops, I forgot to do my summer work, and hurry up and get it done. And that's just not feasible, and it's not a wise idea, because a lot of times that summer work leads into that first week of classes. And it's at the teacher's discretion to have a meeting to decide if it's best for that child to stay in that course. That summer work is assigned for a reason, and it's taken very seriously. So we've been meeting with students this week and last week and providing them with all of this information. And our counselors have been going into classes as well and reiterating all of this information with them so they are prepared to make the best decisions possible when it comes to make their course requests online, again, from March 1st through March 8th. Just some reminders about honors and advanced placement classes. When they are making these decisions, they should make these decisions very carefully. They should be having discussions with you. These courses move at a more rigorous pace. They're much more writing and reading intensive. Something new last year, we introduced a course waiver form. And with this course waiver form, the intention is since we have minimum grade cutoffs for our courses, we wanted to provide increased access to the courses. In some instances, the course cutoff may have been an 85%, and we realized that some students may have come up short with an 82%, but we're working extremely hard. And we wanted to encourage them with their hard work to still take that course. And we created the course waiver form to increase access to that course. However, in some instances, some students did complete the course waiver. I want to reiterate the purpose of the waiver. It's to encourage students that are working extremely hard to be able to take that course and to take a risk. It's not for instances where they've barely passed a course with a 68% and they want to take an advanced placement course. Maybe that's not the best reason to take the course. That might, in some instances, be a little unrealistic. The course waiver is not meant to skip prerequisites. So let me give you an example of that. If I'm currently in Algebra 1 this year, I should not fill out a course waiver to take AP Calculus BC next year, because geometry and Algebra 2 and pre-calculus and calculus and AP Calculus AB all come in the middle of that. That's not the intention of the course waiver, okay? We find value in all of those 5 or 6 courses in the middle of that. The course waiver is for those instances where we just came up a little bit short and we really are working hard and we want to still take that course, okay? In some instances, we may waive into a course but find that it may not have been the right decision. And you may want to drop that course, and that's okay. Okay, but in those instances, after the first week, the student will receive a W, and that W will stay on the transcript signaling a withdrawal from the course. And if after the second week of the course, the student will receive a withdrawal fail. So it's very important that the best decisions be made and this be taken very seriously if a student is deciding to waive into a course. Course waivers are due on June 2nd, and it does require a parent guardian signature and a student signature. Again, just reinforcing that scheduling choices should be taken seriously. All of our course materials are available online. I will send these slides out. I'll go over 9th grade since a lot of us are primarily focused on 9th grade expectations and requirements this evening. And then there becomes a little bit more flexibility in each grade level thereafter for elective choice. In 9th grade, students are required to take an English 9 or an Honors English 9, civics or honors civics, biology or honors biology, math or honors math, and those math choices are typically in Algebra 1, Algebra 2, geometry, or an honors level, and that would be an honors geometry or honors Algebra 2. A foreign language, in some instances, they will take a first level of the foreign language, and that would be French 1, German 1, or Spanish 1. However, if they've taken that in middle school, that first level of the language will count. So then we would start them in level 2, their 9th grade year of that same language. Presentation applications, writing and public speaking, and then a phys ed of their choice. And remember, any of our phys ed options, for the exception of advanced phys ed, count for that phys ed requirement. So wellness through movement, which is essentially yoga, any of our dance options, lifetime fitness, any of those options could count. And then they'll need to take a credit of their choice, which is an elective, so they could pick from chorus, ceramics, band. There are tons of choices on that worksheet. And I'll go through a few new courses as well. In fact, we have a whole page of them. Or they could elect to attend Parkway West Career and Technology Center, and we'll get into some of those choices in a little bit. And then you can see the page isn't quite as full for 10th grade because they have a few less required courses and more elective choices. And then as we proceed to 11th grade, they have far more choices and flexibility. And in 12th grade, if they're on track, they really only need to take an English and economics. The rest is their choice. In 10th and 11th grade, through their English classes, they will be responsible for a career shadow. This screen gives you all of our college and high school courses, which we have built out exponentially over the years. These are all courses that we partner with local universities, Robert Morris, the University of Pittsburgh, Point Park University, La Roche University, to offer our students courses here in our high school that they have the opportunity to earn college credits if they desire, okay? So essentially, they could come out of high school with several semesters of college under their belt if they wanted to, with a huge cost savings. And we offer 18 advanced placement courses here at our high school in our brick and mortar setting. And I'll send you this link, but when you get the PowerPoint or the Google Slide presentation, and this link is also on our website, if you click on the AP video link, that's a link to all of our courses and our teachers. And those are YouTube video tutorials from all of our advanced placement teachers here in the high school that will tell you about the courses that they teach, about themselves. So it will preview all of the courses. So you'll be able to hear about them, about the course content and the curriculum. So some of them are dressed in costume, so for your liking. With that being said, those also offer, if you score respectively a 3, 4, and a 5, college credit with the exam. If there's an AP course that is not on that list that we don't offer in our brick and mortar setting here at the high school, or any other elective that we do not physically offer in this building for a fee that would be your responsibility, you are able to schedule an online course here during the school day. Again, the criteria would be that we don't physically offer it in the building. But if there's something that you find through any of our online providers that you want to take, the payment responsibility would be yours. You're able to do that as well. At this point in time, I'm going to take a brief break. I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Milanovic from Parkway. She has a few slides to share, and then we'll go over all of the details about the Power School course selection in just a few slides. And then after that, I'll take any and all questions that you may have.
Good evening. Thank you, Dr. Hartzell. My name is Kristen Milanovic, and I'm the Workforce Development Coordinator for the Parkway West Career and Technology Center. So I'm going to talk with you tonight about the 16 different elective options that Parkway offers for your children as part of your educational offerings here through South Fayette. So we offer our elective classes as a half-day option, and students from South Fayette actually come to Parkway West, located right in Oakdale, approximately 6 minutes away from here in the afternoon. We provide an opportunity for your child to learn a lifelong skill through our 16 programs. It is absolutely free, and there is no cost to you, as it, again, is a part of your educational offerings that are offered through South Fayette. Students are still able to participate in all of the homeschool extracurricular activities because the transportation is provided to and from Parkway and back here before dismissal. So any after-school opportunities, your child would still have an opportunity to participate in. We have articulation agreements with many colleges and universities, as well as some of our programs are considered part of the post-secondary track. For example, we offer a healthcare occupations technology program that Robert Morris recognizes and offers 9 Robert Morris credits to the students who have met the eligibility of the healthcare occupations program. And that's one example. We also have a sports medicine program, as well as graphic design, of which Robert Morris recognizes those, as well as Penn West University, as well as Point Park University and CCAC as well. And there's quite a few. They're all listed on our website for all of our programs. We're having an open house for Parkway West for future families on March 7th from 5 to 7 p.m. I would absolutely encourage you to come and see what Parkway is all about as we go through it, but I'll talk a little more in detail. I recognize you probably can't see all of that far back, but I've grouped our 16 programs into 5 sections. So our first in top left is our computer courses. So we offer a cybersecurity and networking technology class where students have the opportunity to earn Cisco certifications, as well as A+ certifications and CCNET certifications. We have a graphic arts and production technology program that students earn Adobe certifications, which are industry recognized, and students are absolutely able to work as summer jobs or work on co-op opportunities while they have that due to those certifications. In our construction cluster program, we have 4 courses. As first-year students, your student will have the opportunity to rotate through all 4 of those. So they would spend 9 weeks in carpentry, 9 weeks in electric, 9 weeks in HVAC-R, which is your heating and cooling, and 9 weeks in our welding and fabrication technology program. So as future homeowners, they would certainly learn an opportunity of how to fix everything that may go wrong in their house and learn that lifelong skill. The bottom left is our vehicle maintenance and repair, and that has 4 programs as well. Our auto body repair program, and our students earn their estimating certification, of which I just learned that estimators at collision repair shops are making 6 figures, which I was unaware of. And our students will earn that estimating certification and be able to be employed during high school and throughout. We've just received this program specifically, a $100,000 grant from PPG Paint to ensure that it has the top of the line paint and equipment for our students in this program. Our automotive technology program are students who are interested in the mechanical side of cars, and they have the opportunity to earn their state inspection and emissions certifications as part of their Parkway program, and it is free of charge for them. We have diesel technology, which is working on diesel engines as well as buses and trucks. And we have a pre-apprenticeship program with Cummins, which is a large manufacturer of diesel engines. And our students that work in the pre-apprenticeship program, we currently have a student working there. He's making $20 an hour. And when he graduates, he'll be accepted into their apprenticeship program on their management track, and it's $38 per hour. So it's quite a lucrative and in-demand field. This year, we added a new program called Small Engine or Power Motorsports Technology, and those students are working with quads and motorcycles, side-by-sides, lawnmowers, weed whackers, you name it. They're learning how to fix all of those things, and a lot of those students in those programs are just looking for something they enjoy those types of recreational vehicles and are having some fun doing it and making a little money on the side as they're fixing some things for their neighbors, etc., that I heard today in the program. On the right side, in our health-related, and this is considered our post-secondary program, we have our Healthcare Occupations Technology program that I referenced earlier. These students earn their patient care technician certification, they earn their phlebotomy technician certification, as well as their pharmacy technician certification, all while in high school. Our sports medicine and rehabilitation therapy program, we abbreviate to SMART. And in that program, our students become certified personal trainers. They learn CPR, first aid, as well as they are trained on AED and Stop the Bleed, to name a few. There's quite a number of certifications through that program as well. And then we have our veterinary assistant technology program, which that is a 3-teacher program, and it is absolutely fantastic. And the students learn the same medical terminology in the veterinary assistant technology program as they are in our healthcare occupations technology program. And they're certainly being prepared for whether it's being a veterinary assistant or going to be a veterinarian themselves. And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have what I call our service courses. So we have our cosmetology program. That is a 4-year program, and students have the opportunity to earn their cosmetology license, their cosmetology instructor license, so they could teach at Parkway as well as at post-secondary beauty academies. And they have the opportunity to earn their nail technician certification, which again, some of these students certainly take this and create their own businesses and work through it. Some are taking it to college and they're going to start a little business out of their dorm room, making some extra money. So it's really up to the student and to learn the skill. We have our culinary arts program that is open to the public. We have a full-service restaurant and food store, and that's a 2-teacher program. And we actually are starting our fish fries this Friday. They're open for takeout from 2 to 6, shameless plug. Absolutely fantastic. It's on our website. You have to call to pre-order, but you won't be disappointed, I promise. And then we have our public safety technology program, and this program is absolutely outstanding. Students have the opportunity to earn their EMT certification as well as their firefighter certification, and they're prepared for criminal justice in the event that they're interested in going into the police academy or even just pursuing criminal justice as a degree. But that program has 27 total certifications that I obviously didn't list there, but through everything, it's absolutely outstanding. So some frequently asked questions that I'll just address, and then I'll turn it back over to Dr. Hartzell. But extracurriculars at the home school. Yes, again, your student is still a South Fayette student, and they just come to Parkway to take one of those 16 courses and learn a skill. They will be transported to and from, and they're still able to participate in all of the extracurricular activities that are outstanding that South Fayette has to offer. We do offer clubs at Parkway, so students are involved. We are a Skills USA school, which is a competitive club that competes against other career and technology centers in the area. So currently, we have a group of students, approximately 27 of them, that have competed at the district level and have placed first. So they're now going to compete at the state level in April, where they will go to Hershey and spend time in Hershey, and we're actually highlighting each Skills USA state competitor on our social media if you want to follow our Facebook page, because these students and what they do in these competitions are absolutely fantastic. We have a National Technical Honor Society, which is a national honor society just on the technical side and has the same 4 pillars in addition to what the student can actually do, and as well as their character and integrity that go along with NHS. And we also have a student council. As I mentioned, we are an AM, PM CTC, so students from South Fayette will come in the afternoon, so they would have an opportunity to be a member or an officer of our student council. And number 4, how much does it cost? It's absolutely free. You have an opportunity through South Fayette to send your child to come and learn a skill that they will have for the rest of their life. And it will count as their elective courses that they would need for their graduation requirement. And again, we have our open house coming up. I would highly encourage you. It is really impressive if you have not. I have been to almost every career and technology center in the area, and clearly I'm biased to Parkway because they employ me, but truthfully, it is one of the most outstanding career and technology centers I've ever been to. It's extremely forward-thinking, and there's over a total of 1,200 students that attend Parkway from, and your student South Fayette's not the only school that comes. We service 11 other school districts, and so total we have over 1,200 students that come AM and PM. So it's really a great opportunity for your child to network with folks in and around their area. Perhaps they know students at those other schools, and it's just a fantastic opportunity. But you can come and see presentations, talk with the teachers, talk with current students, and see what it's all about. We also have a free summer camp that is available for students entering 5th through 8th grade. So I understand I'm talking with the majority of 8th grade parents, but if you have any younger siblings or family and friends, it's a 2-day summer camp that we offer, and all of our 16 programs are there, and it's absolutely free. It's in June. It's June 20th and 21st. From 8 to 3, and it's really a fun 2 days for those students. So registration for that will be available on our website in March, and I will be certain that we get all of the documents and the sign-up information to the middle school guidance counselors so that they can help distribute. And here's our social media information, and we're on TikTok. Our student council students actually help manage the TikTok because I'm a little, I think, too old maybe to do the TikTok, but that's fine. But we have our Facebook page as well as our Instagram page as well. So thank you.
Okay, Mr. Butts is at the boys' basketball game this evening. I received an update. We are down by 6 at halftime. So we'll keep cheering them on. It's a close game for certain. Okay, another program, just a preview. For our juniors and seniors, if interested, there is a small fee. Certainly, we partner with the Community College of Beaver County, also Parkway West, where students are able to be dually enrolled in an aviation program. So if they're interested in aeronautics and actually learning to fly a plane. We've had seniors here. I've received emails from their parents that so-and-so is taking off and landing this afternoon. If you can make it out to the county airport to see them, just as COVID was setting in, yes, we have had seniors by the time they're graduating flying planes. This is a program you might want to check out. Mr. Hausman helps oversee this program from our counseling office. If you're interested, again, open to juniors and seniors if you'd like more information on that. We also offer several different dual enrollment options for our students, again for juniors and seniors, where they're able to take classes during the evening, during the school day, where they can earn college credits and also credits on their South Fayette transcript as well. Some more options that are open to our students where they can actually design their own elective classes. We have independent study classes available for the semester or the full year where they can earn credits, where they can work with any of our faculty and staff on campus as mentors through independent study programs. That's any of our teachers, our faculty, our staff. That's any of our administrators. They've worked with our trainers from UPMC before, any teachers in other buildings, our transportation staff, you name it. If they want to work with someone and that other individual is willing to take them on as a mentor, they are able to design some research or an elective of their choice to further their study and their passions based on their interest. We are happy to work with them through that individual independent study. Some new courses this year. We're excited to announce an honors organic chemistry class coming up. A college and high school class in collaboration with Robert Morris University, an honors healthcare concepts and medical terminology class. This would be for any student interested in going into the healthcare field. This would be for anyone interested in nursing, interested in becoming a physician, interested in the medical field, interested in becoming a surgeon or a doctor. Interested in coding in the medical field, this would be the course for you. College and high school Cybersecurity 1. We are very enthusiastic about a new cybersecurity pathway that we are piloting this year, or actually next year. This year's cybersecurity class is only a semester and it's turning into a year-long class equipped with many different professionals turned into mentoring opportunities and eventually internship opportunities with those professionals. We also have a college and high school children's literature course that'll be taught by Mrs. Menina. She's a new teacher here this year to South Fayette, and what you may not know is she has also authored a children's literature book. So an exciting new course for next year. Also, an Introduction to Engineering course, an Engineering Capstone course, and an Engineering Graphics course, which is similar to Computer Animated Design and Drafting. Materials Processing 1 and 2, a Maker Lab course, and a Robotics course. An Application of Mathematics course for those seniors that want to keep those mathematics principles fresh in their mind for college, focused on real-world math applications. Partners in Art, Ceramics 2, and I mentioned a number of times those 3 new dance classes that we're bringing about, a dance program taught by Mrs. K, Fundamentals and Elements of Dance, Diving into Dance, and Advanced Dance Choreography and Production. So many, many new course offerings for our students. And then again, cybersecurity, our semester course. So for students that currently have taken that course this year and want to advance their knowledge, next year they'll be taking Cybersecurity 1B so that they have the full exposure to the course. For students who have not yet taken that course, they'll take the full year's worth of the cybersecurity class. And then I mentioned a number of times the expanded phys ed options that we have that count for the phys ed requirements for graduation. New cybersecurity classes I just touched upon. With that, the cybersecurity, what we're offering not only is the foundational knowledge, but really IBM Skills Build certifications eventually, and followed by a lot of real-world opportunities, some CompTIA Security Plus certifications, and eventual, once we grow out the cybersecurity pathways, personalized cyber areas of focus. So really excited about this partnership. We are one of 9 school districts in the United States that have been granted this opportunity through Digital Promise. So this is a very innovative opportunity that we've been given. So we are looking very much forward to the opportunity to build out these courses and this pathway for our students. Work release credit was something new last year. This is an opportunity for our seniors that truly are dedicated to working, who are on track with their graduation credits come their senior year and know that they want to come to school, they want to take their English class, they want to take that economics class, and they truly want to go to work for the rest of the day. That's fine. If they're in good credit standing, we'll give them credit to do just that. The criteria are listed, and we'll share this when we share out this slideshow. I've mentioned a number of times about the importance of summer work. If your child is going to be taking honors level or advanced placement classes, summer work will be assigned, and that will be assigned in late May, early June through Canvas. And messaging and emails will be coming out and communicated about that. The scheduling materials, the checklist, the procedures, all will be posted online, but here's the important part. The Power School course request selection, March 1st through March 8th, online through Power School. Your child can do it at any point in time. They don't have to be the first person to log on at 4 o'clock in the morning. They can do this whenever they want. They just have to do it. And a question that I asked them during the scheduling assemblies, current 8th graders especially, what happens if you don't complete the process? And they said, well, I just get put into any course. Well, not really. You'll get your core courses that you need to have, but we can't always guarantee those elective choices are met. So the important part of this is absolutely that you complete the course request. Current 8th graders need to print their course request sheets. Mom, dad, parent, guardian, we ask that you sign that sheet along with your child and you hand it into the homeroom teacher. For any current students that are in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade currently, that course select sheet should be printed and handed in to your current English teacher by March 10th, okay? March 1st through the 8th is the course request dates for everyone. 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th grade students currently. March 10th is the deadline for those sheets to be printed and handed in. Current 8th grade to the homeroom teacher, everyone else, English teachers, okay? If you don't do it, we'll put you into your academic required core courses, but the electives won't be guaranteed. You certainly aren't gonna get first choices. And the way that we schedule electives is by rank of class. Seniors come first. They have the highest probability of getting their first choice. Then juniors, then sophomores, then freshmen. So we always tell students, you get 4 alternative choices. Please make sure that you select all 4 alternative choices. And they can't be the same as your primary choices. So if you selected ceramics as one of your first choices, you cannot select it as an alternative choice. So if you select ceramics as a primary choice, you can select dance as an alternative choice. And then you should select 3 more alternatives. Make sure you fill out all of those. And if you select a course, you should absolutely be interested in taking it. So a lot of times the counselors hear, well, I got this course, but I picked it, but I don't really want to take it. Well, then don't pick it. If you don't want to take it, don't just pick it. So again, choose wisely, choose carefully, and if you want to take it, you should be interested in it. So a word to the wise, what we tell students is, you will get your academic choices. If you want band, you will get band. If you want chorus, you will get chorus. If you want your language, you will get your language. We cannot promise that you are always going to get your first choice of electives. We try our absolute best. We try our best to honor that. We do. But we also ask you to make alternative choices. If you qualify for the choice, or for the class rather, the class will light up in PowerSchool, and you'll be able to select it. If it doesn't light up, and I know that this is small, but if you don't see the class on the screen, that means your teacher has not recommended you for the class. Now, you can earn the recommendation in due time, and that's fine. We can always change that in PowerSchool and make the change so that you can take the class. Those changes are able to happen, and you can work towards that recommendation. So please keep that in mind as well. If you don't have the grade now and you're working towards it, you can always write that on your course select form and let the counselors know as well. We end up making changes to course requests and course schedules all the way to the end of the school year. We are very flexible in that nature, okay? We get these emails that students are so panicked about things, but we truly try to be as flexible as possible. We are in the business of doing what's best for kids, truly, okay? I know Mrs. Martin wants to share a few remarks with you, a few suggestions with you in order to help you, in order to help your child when making the choices, and then certainly we will take any questions that you have. Julie, if you
And I wanted to welcome everyone, and it's interesting for me tonight as well because I have an 8th grader as well, so I recognize a lot of faces just from our children growing up together, and it's so crazy that now I've done this a long time, and now it really it's interesting actually having a child who's going through this. So I wanted to share a few things with you. There's a lot of opportunities and there's a lot of information shared tonight. And so I know that can be very overwhelming, especially if this isn't your first child coming to high school. So a couple of things I wanted to focus on. I would, number one, this worksheet with all of the credits. We use this all 4 years. So we have been in the classrooms for the 9th graders, and this is exactly what we brought in. Along the top, and I'm not going to go through all these, but along the top are all the requirements, just to break it down. And then in the bottom part are your electives. And as Dr. Hartzell said, you can see your schedule really opens up when you become a junior and senior with more elective options. Now, with that being said, if you look at the freshman quadrant at the very top, these are the classes you want to talk with your child about. And I think the number one question that counselors get that we cannot answer for you is, and you probably have this question tonight, how many honors classes should my child take? And I know the middle school counselors have been meeting with your child. I don't know if they've met with all of them, but I feel like they've had individual meetings, and then we had this tonight, and there'll be a Google Meet tomorrow as well with all of the 8th graders. The counselors will be doing that in one of their classes. So the question is, there's no one answer for you for that, because every kid is different. So I think some of the things you have to consider. Number one, how academically motivated is your child? Not everyone shares the same drive in terms of academics. Number two, how organized, how are their study skills? Because coming to high school is a transition from middle school. That is the number one thing I hear all the time is, my child never earned below an A, and now they're in an honors class and they have a C. And it's because they have to adjust. So if you don't have those study skills right now, or the organizational skills, it is going to be a transition. Another thing to consider is just your child's interest in the subject. If there's a subject that your child's very interested in or naturally inclined, some students are very good at math, then take the honors level course. You also have to consider your own child's activities. Are they playing sports? Are they in the band? The marching band is a lot of, it's a big time commitment. Do they want to do volunteer hours? Do they want to be involved in clubs and activities? Do they want to have a social life, which is very important for high school students? So there's only so many hours in the day, and that's the thing. So it's not an easy answer. I think you know your child, and you know in talking to them what they want. And please don't choose because that's what their friends are doing, that's what your neighbor does, or even the older sibling, because we know all kids are different. We raise the same kids and they turn out differently. So I think that's what you have to kind of explore right now. Does anyone have questions in terms of just choosing honors classes? Because I think it is a hard decision to make in terms of whether you take one or none or 4 or 3 or 2. Yes.
Yeah. If you take an honors math, do you have to take an honors science? Are these things paired anymore?
So none of them are combined. So you can choose to take honors geometry or honors algebra 2, depending on your child's in, and regular. And also, just so you know this, I do think it's very important, the GPA that your child starts to establish in the freshman year does not go away. So sometimes I've had parents say, the district pushes honors, 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 and their child's not prepared for that, and they really struggle in that transition, and as a result, the GPA does suffer. And it's hard to build that up over time. I would rather have a balance the first year, transition to high school with a solid GPA, and then if I took 2 honors classes, I would say, okay, I know what an honors class is like now. I feel comfortable taking 3 next year, or 4, versus taking 4 to start, really struggling, and then having to go to 2 or to 0. Because if you're looking at a transcript from a college perspective, they're looking at progression forward. You know, did you continue to grow as a student, continue to challenge yourself? So those are just some of my thoughts. And sometimes, like for some kids, they can be very bright, they're very dedicated to their academics, and taking 4 honors courses is not a big deal. But for others, it's very stressful. And so we do talk about balance a lot, and mental health. As you know, I'm sure there's so much more awareness of mental health, but it is important, and sleep is important, and high schoolers, they start early, they don't always get all that sleep. So I just think these are very important things to think about as you're making these decisions. Also, up on the screen, we talked about the AP classes. I don't want there to be any confusion. At the freshman level, there's not an AP biology. So you would take, AP is for juniors and seniors for the most part. So you would take Honors English 9 or regular, which is Academic English 9. Honors Biology or regular biology. To take AP Biology, you have to have taken our biology course in 9th grade. So all of those AP classes we're showcasing is as they become older students. Those are options. We do offer a lot of those classes. Also, if you choose to take a regular class in the freshman year, you can move up to honors the next year, provided you have the 85%. So if you enter in all regular academic classes, you can certainly take 4 the next year. So it doesn't put you in one spot where you're like that whole all 4 years of high school, you're taking that same level. The other thing, if you're entering level 2 of your foreign language, many students did take level 1 in middle school. Please be aware that level 1 that they took in middle school does not count on their high school transcript. It does not count. So if there's a college that's requiring 2 years of a foreign language, that would be level 2 as a freshman and level 3 as a sophomore. The middle school year, level 1 is not counting towards that. We've talked to many college admissions offices, so I want that, we do take level 2, that's our graduation requirement. However, depending on the school your child's interested in going to, or if they're interested in college or trade school, whatever, would depend on how many years of the foreign language they want to take. And then the other thing to consider, if you look at the freshman schedule, as Dr. Hartzell said, there's 7 classes in a day. So there's 7 classes kids will take. They're all pretty, they're determined. Your English, civics, biology, or math, what am I forgetting? Your foreign language, your writing, public speaking, gym, presentation, applications. If your child's in band, chorus, or orchestra, those are the they're year-long electives. If you're not in band, chorus, or orchestra, you can take 2 semester electives, bless you, or you can also take a study hall. So I do think a study hall can be very helpful if your child is busy, because as they transition as well, there's more work involved. So having that study hall built into their day can really help if they're busy after school with different extracurricular activities. A study hall, however, there's no GPA points, there's no grade earned, so it is GPA neutral. Some students don't want to take a study hall because they prefer to take an elective and earn the GPA points. any other questions? Trying to hit on some of the main points I think people might. Anything else?
There's a hand up here. Kevin?
Oh, yes.
If I'm attending Parkway West, would I still have the time to do a study hall?
No. So that's a good question. If you're a Parkway student, and this always gets confusing when you schedule, so the classes you take here would be your English, your math, and your biology.
Is everything else excused then, or do I take it in years?
Good questions. So you're going to take English 9 or honors English 9, biology or honors biology, and whatever your math course is. You'll have lunch period 4, all Parkway students eat period 4, and then you do get a 25-minute resource period where you are assigned to there's 25 students in the room, where you have time to go see a teacher if you need help, you get some work done, you can use that 25 minutes prior to going to Parkway. Parkway, you will take your civics class at Parkway. All Parkway students take an academic, so that would be your civics. You would be waived from taking foreign language, gym, writing, public speaking, and presentation applications in the freshman year. Because we cannot fit it all in. Parkway, you earn 4 credits. 3 for your program, 1 for your academic, which is civics. Yes?
So the student is in band, orchestra, or chorus in 9th grade, no study hall?
Correct. Yes. So if you're taking, you're going to take level 2 of your foreign language, and if you're in band, that is you have 1 free slot, and it can either be 1 year-long elective, like band, or 2 semesters, which would allow one of them to be a study hall.
The other option is there's an AB day orchestra and every other day orchestra for a half credit. So there could be an every other day study hall. That's the only option.
Yes?
So we get 2 electives as our primary electives, and then we are going to submit 4 as our alternate. So the order does it matter for the 4?
That's a good question. I meant to have a pen and write down all these things I was thinking. So when you go to schedule your electives, there will be a place that says semester. Okay, first it'll say full year elective. You're only choosing that if it's band, chorus, or orchestra. If your child is not, or you as the 8th grader, is not taking band, chorus, or orchestra, you leave that blank. Sometimes incoming freshmen will click, they think they have to click it, and so they pick something like orchestra or chorus, even though they're not doing it. That's going to mess up the schedule. So where it says the full year elective, you can skip that unless you're band, chorus, or orchestra. Then it'll say semester electives. You put your top 2 there. But there is no place where it says number 1 or number 2. There's no way of inputting that. It's your top 2. The 4 alternate underneath, same thing. There's no way to order it. You just put them in. Every year we say list them, but honestly, there's no in Power School, no way to number that. So that being said, we do try to guarantee elective 1 of those electives, but based on the fact that seniors schedule first, followed by juniors, followed by sophomores, it doesn't always work. We do try the best we can, but it's not always the first choice. Yes?
You said earlier in the presentation that if you take 2 AP classes, you can get a full year of study hall. Does that apply to honor or no?
No, good question. So because the scheduling presentation is kind of for all levels, so all freshmen and sophomores are permitted 1 semester of a study hall. In the junior and senior year, if you're taking 2 or more AP classes, you could get a full year study hall. So, and if you're study hall, I'm going to say this. When you go into Power School, if you're going to click a study hall, you can't choose fall or spring semester. It doesn't let you. But when you get your schedule in early June, if you would like your study hall in the fall, but it's in the spring, we can easily change that, or vice versa. So if you're, I don't know, a softball player, I can't remember, softball the spring, yeah, softball's the spring. Anyway, if you're a softball player and you want your study hall in the spring, we have it in fall, we can change that. Okay, yes?
So if I have the schedule of taking the 3 classes, it's the regular English, biology, and math, and I took cosmetology too, would that be at least 6.5 credits?
Yes. Your cosmetology program is 3 credits. Civics at Parkway is 1, so that makes 4.
Yeah.
That's 4.
So
And then,
that's not 4 throughout the year, it's 4 for 1 year, right?
correct. Students who attend Parkway get 3 credits here at South Fayette. They take 3 classes here, 3 credits here, 4 at Parkway each year for your program. And if you're on the fence, like if we do have students who start at South Fayette as a 9th grader and then in the 10th grade year decide to go to Parkway. So if you're thinking about it, I have a lot of parents who reach out and say, I don't know if, going to Parkway or not, or you can attend full day here as a 9th grader and then transition to Parkway in the 10th grade year. Also, you can come back. I've had students go to Parkway and then they decide it's not for them. So you can come back to South Fayette, full day. You guys have anything to add?
There's another question in the back. Go ahead.
I noticed some of the new courses that you had up on the slide, are they on the pink sheet or is this not?
Not all are available to 9th grade.
Everything on the pink sheet, so this is the overview for all 4 years. This pink sheet is specific to 9th grade. Everything on here is open to 9th graders. Unless there's a prerequisite course, like you couldn't take Accounting 1B before taking Accounting 1A. But to your point, a lot of those classes in the AP classes are available as they become sophomores, juniors, seniors. And the other thing also to point out, which I don't know, I think it's important to point out, the summer work, as Dr. Hartzell said, a lot of freshmen that I talk to, they say, I wish I had really known how much effort I have to put into that, because it is a significant part of the first quarter grade. So not only is it the assignment, and if you start it the night before, you are going to not be able to produce something that's of great quality, at least what the high school's expecting, and it might be 25% of a grade. And then usually there's a test with that, like that first week. So my best word of caution is, and I will tell my own child this, you need to put forth the effort on that. Like I think it's because you don't know until you're in high school. It's like becoming a parent, You don't really know what it's going to be like until they're there. So you can think it's going to be a certain way, think you know what you're doing, think you got it all down, and then you're there and it's like, okay, I didn't realize it was going to be quite like this. Or I didn't realize this honors teacher expected this already of me. And that's their grade. And so a lot of times they have to dig themselves out. They might get a D. It's very common. They're not used to that. And it's a big awakening. Or they put a lot of work into it and they're great and they have a great start. And I'll also tell you this. A lot of freshmen, and I have conversations with freshmen who are good students who need additional help, and they get to this point, I have a conversation, they say, okay, never really had to study in 8th grade, middle school much. Kind of breezed through it. I knew what I was doing. I got A's. Now I'm in my honors geometry class, my honors biology class, and I'm not doing well on tests. Like, I'm not used to this. So I have a conversation where you're at that crossroads. You can either continue doing what you've been doing, and your grades are going to be subpar, or you can decide you're going to make a choice, and you're going to make a change. And that's kind of the growing up part of it with 9th grade. And some of that change comes into, I'm going to reach out to my teacher. I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to make time to stay after school and work with a teacher. I'm going to get a student tutor that's a junior or senior. I'm going to start reviewing my notes. Because a lot of kids, and parents say this all the time, and I say the same with my kids, do you have homework? No. Because sometimes they don't physically have homework, but in high school, homework is reviewing your notes from that day. Because if you wait until the night before, if you take the notes in class, and you're not even processing it because you're just trying to write it down, and you wait for 3 weeks to study the night before, yeah, you're not going to do that well.
Or our personal favorite, what'd you do today? Nothing.
So I always tell kids, no, you do have homework. I tell my own children this too, because it's reviewing their material. Like, review the lecture from that day. It takes a couple minutes. Review it, think about it, what does it mean, identify questions, ask questions. I feel like a lot of kids are so afraid, they're embarrassed to ask the teacher for help, and the best students, and the ones that get ahead, know that's the secret. And you're not supposed to know everything. And so making that change in how you're studying, making that change in your organization, making that change in reaching out to teachers is really that choice students come to. You're either going to make those changes and become a very good student, or you're going to continue doing what you're doing and what you've been doing and you're gonna get C's or B's, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with C's and B's. But if you're aiming for A's or B's, sometimes you gotta make some of those changes. And again, you always get some students too who, again, they're very naturally bright. That's amazing and great. And maybe it doesn't hit them till junior year when they start taking AP classes. But those are just some things I think students have to start advocating, because you're gonna find in high school, the teachers don't come to you as much, right? You're in high school, and I think that's the biggest thing students see too. You're in high school, it's kind of, the onus is on the student. They're not gonna keep coming to you, chasing you down when you miss a day of school. I don't know, the student didn't tell me, you need to go to the teacher. What did I miss? So those are just some of the different, if this is working, expectations in the classes. But I will say, I think we have great teachers. I think the teachers are very flexible. I think people are willing to go out of their way to help students. I've seen it so many times, and I think we have a great group of, I really do, a great group of teachers.
One thing I want to add is that part of our transition activities for all of you that are parents to current 8th graders is we have a host of transition activities coming up in the spring, but also our new student in 9th grade orientation that'll come in August. And then we have our open house night. But Mrs. Martin and our counselors, they'll have mentors available for our 9th graders. And they will be upperclassmen that will speak to our incoming freshman students and new students, and they'll answer a lot of the questions and conversations that Mrs. Martin and I may have just had with you, but in kid-friendly terms, and what they wish that they would have done, or when they look back, some of their advice, and you really should do this, and make sure you do this, and it's kid-friendly advice, and it is so thoughtful, and words of wisdom from some of our upperclassmen that we try not to listen in on it, but it's unbelievable what they have to say to the freshmen coming in. It's heartwarming. So that should be something that's reassuring to you, but they will also help prepare them for their high school journey as well. Truly caring advice and heartwarming advice. So there'll be somebody in the building that they are paired up with that will be kind of like a big sister or big brother to them as well. So
I'm glad
we'll
you said
offer
that. Because please encourage your child, every single 8th grader and coming 9th grader every female will have a female mentor, male will have a male mentor that will reach out. You will get an email. It goes to the parent email first in the summer, and asking your child to check their email account, because their mentor will reach out, introduce themselves, send a welcome video, and offer 2 different times for in-person tours of the high school. I will tell you this, it's very disappointing, because no matter how much our mentors try to reach out, I feel like students don't embrace it. Very few take advantage of that, and it's like a one-on-one person that will be a small group. They provide their phone number, they do like a remind app, just reaching out like, hey, I'm here if you have questions. And like Dr. Hartzell said, they'll share like advice and 20 things they wish they had known as a freshman. They're all seniors, so everyone is a senior that gets paired with a freshman. I will say, I don't feel many of our freshmen really take advantage of it. I think sometimes freshmen feel nervous about that, and I understand that. But I'm just trying to encourage you to encourage your child to go meet their mentor for that tour and make that first connection and get that opportunity to tour our school with a senior who can be their contact point throughout the school year. And then the other thing I was just going to say, I think as you're coming to the high school, you're going to find there's a lot more freedom. I've never had a student ever in my office tell me they want to go back to middle school. Everyone has loved high school a lot better. And I mean, middle school's great, but they tend to enjoy the choices in classes, and they enjoy meeting kids in different grade levels, from being in different electives, from being in different clubs that they have the same interest in, different sports. So it kind of widens the whole, you're not just stuck with your grade. And I feel like that's such a game changer for a lot of students. So I'm excited for all of you. I think it's great. It'll be here before we know it. I mean, it's February, but 6 months from now, we'll be coming to high school.